Good morning, Brock and Sarah. My name is Leonard Parker. I'm an SEO professional based in Houston. I came across your post on Upwork and I looked through your job description and I had a look at your website. So the point of this video is just to provide a face-to-face introduction and also just to give you some high-level recommendations of what I'm seeing and could serve as a great starting point for a phone or video call. So starting off, I love the design and look and feel of your website. Very clean, very easy to navigate, just really aesthetically pleasing. And I also saw that you have a blog. That's great. And one thing I really liked about the homepage is that you have this testimonial section, pretty much a review section. Not only do you provide reviews, but you also provide the picture of the person when it's available. And I believe that picture definitely adds credibility. And so that's a great thing to include there. When I look off-site, I looked up your Google My Business profile, and great. I would say the only thing here, so when someone types in Telemar Financial, they see this picture. So when I first searched this, I thought, oh, is this their office? But then I clicked through, and I saw your other really nice pictures. So what I would suggest for this, the reason why Google is showing this, number one, is that for whatever reason, more people are engaging with this picture, clicking on it, than any other picture. So if you have a team, maybe spend one Friday afternoon, do a virtual happy hour or something, you can just click the pictures that you want to show up first. But that's why that picture is showing up. So it might not be the best first impression of the firm. Now going back here, so yeah, I see that you have great reviews, so that's great. Now, one recommendation for the reviews, Brock and Sarah, so it's great that you're responding to them. What I would suggest is use these responses as opportunities to incorporate your target keywords. So I'm not sure which service Barry was able to engage with your team on, but maybe just mention, let's just say it was a residential lending engagement. So maybe mentioning that somewhere here in a review. Now, I'm not sure if compliance prevents you from sharing those types of details, but if not, then you definitely want to include phrases or target phrases that were related to the service rendered to Mr. Webb here. By the way, I do have experience in financial services, more so on the financial advisory side. So I know with financial advisors, getting reviews is a no-no. I'm sure for your line of financial services, it's a little bit more open, but still that would be something we should discuss. Like, are there any compliance things that may limit to what we can do with your marketing? So that's all I had to say with the Google My Business profile, but great start. And keep up the great work on getting the reviews, with the post, and just take a look at those pictures. One thing here, while I'm on it, make sure that you are using your Google questions and answers as a way to, you can go in there from the front end, ask the question, and then on the back end, answer it. That can definitely position you as an expert and really help you with different long tail searches, long tail keyword rankings. So I know Google, they've disabled several features due to the COVID situation, but when that is re-enabled, make sure that you take advantage of that. And we do decide to work together. My team and I, we can definitely help you kind of build a list of questions that people are asking that we can add to your Google My Business profile. So great. That definitely provides an SEO benefit. I didn't see anywhere where these videos were embedded on your website, so you might want to use that as a next step. But that's what I really liked when I looked at your website. Now, some areas of opportunity. The first thing, the site speed. So I'm using a free tool called webpagetest.org. You have A and B scores for all of these metrics. However, I noticed your load time was a little bit slow. So it's a little bit over 34 seconds. Ideally, we want this to be at 3 to 5 seconds. So first contentful paint, you're right in the target range. I would prefer this to be at least at most 1.5 seconds or less. But let's look at some opportunities on how we can improve your load time. Usually the culprits are your CDN, or stands for Content Delivery Network. Maybe you're not using one, but Cloudflare is probably the most popular one if you're not doing anything complex on your website. Number two would be checking your site caching to make sure that the website's handling caching in the right manner. Now, going to your website, so I do like the homepage, but there are a few things here that could be modified for an SEO benefit. So the first thing, the residential and pretty much all of these three widgets, all three of these takes me to the contact us page. And to have a realistic shot of ranking for these, you really need to build out standalone pages for residential lending, commercial lending, and fix and flip. When I go to the lending page, yeah, there's nothing really here. So what I would recommend, and really this goes for all of your services, is try to get as specific as possible. So in that case, this would mean creating separate pages for each of these different programs, because that allows you to get really specific and detailed with the content. And when you're more detailed, you have more opportunity to target keywords, but also you can target major prominent areas with your keywords, like the title tag. That's the box that just popped up here at the top of the screen. And you can do more internal linking. So if you don't remember anything from this video, try to create dedicated landing pages for each of your services. Now, going back to the home page, so I see here that you have this little snippet about San Diego hard money lender. Honestly, you're going to need a lot more content to realistically rank for this phrase in San Diego. It's a fairly difficult phrase to rank for. So we can do some analysis on what that word count should look like, but you'll definitely have to get more detailed and really target more long form content here. Why choose us? That's fine. Recent loans, that's fine. FAQs. So FAQs, I would suggest creating a separate page for this. Here's why. Google actually, well, it's not Google, but Google recognizes a schema, JSON, a schema type for FAQ. So what that means is that you can create a separate FAQ page and actually add schema to that page to give Google more context about what types of questions that you're answering on the page. If you're not familiar with schema, in a nutshell, it's a snippet of code that you add to a page that provides more context and code form to what that page is about. So I would recommend doing that, and I will also build out this FAQ list more. So again, this is something that we can help with, but I just did a quick search for why use hard money. And so really the point of the FAQ, you're trying to get into this piece. People also ask section, because the click-through rate is very high here, meaning more traffic to your website. So I would look through these questions, maybe do a few searches, and then just build out a list of questions to answer. And I would add that to your FAQ list here. Okay. Other than that, I will also move the upcoming events to a separate page. I didn't see, oh, actually there is, but I didn't see the schema there for the event type schema. So making sure that you add event type schema to that page. Okay. And then lastly, and this would be more of a long-term strategy because you have quite a few markets here, but at least for San Diego, I would build out a dedicated San Diego hard money lender page. And here's why. When I type in, let's go to my other window. Yep. So when I type in hard money lender, again, I'm in Houston. And the first thing that pops up here is this map pack. And the reason why that's important is that tells me that people who type in hard money lender, regardless of where they're located, they're more than likely looking for someone who's local. Otherwise, Google would never showed us this map hack. So what that means for your website is that you need to really take what's called a local SEO approach to your strategy. And a major component of local SEO is creating city location pages for each of your different cities and target markets. And so since San Diego that's where you're physically located, I think that would be the best place to start with this. And that will allow us to really, again, similar to what I mentioned about the different lending programs, really get specific about that market. Maybe there are certain nuances that aren't there for other markets. It really allow us to get really specific on how we're optimizing the page, so we don't have to include California. We can just include San Diego and all of the optimizations. So, and I know these are quite a few markets here, but you definitely want to prioritize long term. But that's how I would tackle getting more local visibility online for each of these markets. Okay, so one last thing while I'm on your website, I saw you were blogging, so I would just say you really want to crank up the frequency that you're blogging, and that's something we can definitely help with. I see last year you did well at the end. You had 2 blog articles for November, December. So I would say when you're not at a place where you're getting a ton of organic traffic to just drive business, you want to blog as much as possible. And that includes, putting together really best-in-class content that's going to help drive traffic and content that we can promote on different social platforms and different websites. So definitely would be a big part of our strategy if we were to work together. Now, moving over to just some other research I did for your site. So the first thing are backlinks. So if you aren't familiar with backlinks, I have a website on San Diego or financial services. I am familiar with your service. I like your service. I'll link back to you. That's in the online world, it's almost a vote of confidence for your website and your services. And backlinks have always been a fundamental part of Google's ranking algorithm, and they continue to be so. What I saw, first thing I noticed is that you have a ton of links from meetup.com. So if I had to assume that's a place where you're getting a lot of traction, sharing those events. But other than that, there's really nothing here that's high authority. And it just seems like a lot of different websites, they aren't doing much in the way of bringing value to your website. And I'm looking at the domain rating, and I'm looking at whether it's do follow or not. So really, you want to focus on do follow links, so links that actually pass SEO equity to your website from high authority websites. And really, high authority means anything that's over your domain rating, which I believe is at 2 right now. That's would be considered high authority, relative high authority for your site. So backlinks would definitely be a big part of our strategy. Since you are local, we will look at citations kind of as the first phase along with a press release. That's just to build the number of referring domains and really build out your branded anchors, Telemar Financial as the anchor text for your website. So that's what I would recommend for your backlink profile. And then if I look at the overview, where was I? So we wouldn't definitely need to look at your competitors here, but at first glance, if you look, do follow is at 83%. So 83% of your backlink profile includes do follow backlinks, while 5% contains no follow backlinks. So typically you would want that closer to 80-20. So I'm not sure how this percentage is being calculated, but you would definitely want more no follow links. And the reason why, Brock and Sarah, is that when you have that right balance, it's more natural because everyone is not going to link to your website with a do follow backlink. It's just not natural. So you want more of a 80-20 split or 70-30 split, somewhere in that range. Again, each market and each industry is different. So what I would need to do is maybe understand your top competitors that you actually consider competitors, do the same analysis, and that would give us a better idea on what's an acceptable balance there. Lastly, I do want to take a look at your keywords. So I like to go after what are called low-hanging fruit opportunities. So these are keywords where you're ranking anywhere from the bottom half of page 1 to the bottom of page 3 in the Google search results. And these are keywords that, with some care and attention to them on the SEO front, we could definitely help you get more visibility, get onto page 1 if you're not, or get higher on page 1 so that you get more traffic from them. So a few that come across right away are Hard Money Lenders San Diego, Hard Money Loan San Diego. Those seem very relevant. Some good search volume on a monthly basis, and then you're ranking on page 2. And then I would just go through here, and typically what I do, I would just identify those phrases I think that are relevant to your business and that are good potential, and then you would kind of give your input on what really is the priority based on the business needs. So those are my recommendations for your SEO. I hope this video is helpful, kind of help give you some direction. But thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to your response. Take care.